Hello guys, this is Paula and I'm back today to work on some things to go into my Etsy shop. Now, I just thought you guys might want to come along with me and we'll just visit as I do this. It's not something you probably don't know, but I would love to have you watch. So I've already glued two text sheets together for each part of these elements that I'm working on. So for instance, I'm going to do this page. It's got two sheets already glued together. I didn't want to bore you with that. We could actually do it like this if we wanted to, but that's the back. So I'm going to do it like this because we're going to cover this white space up. Okay, and then I folded a text sheet in half, glued it with my glue stick. Even that out right there. Okay, and then I folded this into fourths, and this is going to be our lower pocket right here. You want to make sure all your text is in the right direction on this portion. Okay, and so this is going to be the first thing we do. Now we may not get them all done, but I am going to be putting a few embellishments type things into my shop as I have the time to work on them. I can't seem to, keep my books in there, but I need to start adding some other things, and I've been thinking about it for some time and just haven't had the time to do it. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay, so let's see. I keep thinking I have hairs hanging down in my eyes. Do you guys ever do that? It's driving me nuts. Okay, so let's start on the bottom part first. And we can take a pencil. This is how I do it when I'm doing it on my own. Is I just take a pencil. I stack it just like I want it. Now this is going to be cut off up here because I don't want it that tall. I want it to be able to fit in other books. And I probably will narrow it some. It just depends. For sure, the height will be shorter. I don't want any of this space on the height of the project. Okay, so I'm going to mark this right here so I know how far down to go. And I'm going to mark it right here so I know how far down to go on the second piece. Because we don't want to do a bunch of collaging we don't have to do, right? So anything down here doesn't have to be done. So just on the top, and this is not going to be my typical collaging. This is going to be larger pieces. This is going to be just something fun. I'm just going to do fun stuff. Now this is Antique Paperia, I believe. Let me see what the name of this place is. Paperia. I'll get that right. Paperia. Antique Paperia, I think is how it's said. And if I'm saying it wrong or chopping it up, tell me how it's said. And I will try to do better. Okay. So, I really like this blue with this plaid on this paper. And we're going to be using her paper throughout the video. So, I don't plan on using anything other than maybe some scrapbook paper or something out of my scrap bin. So I'm going to try to tear some of these because it's just faster than trying to cut stuff. And so that's what we're going to do right here. And plus I like that that torn look. So, which is the same look you get when you pull it out of your books. You have that torn edge. And so that's what my goal is here. So I'm thinking I really like this, and I think I'm just going to do one piece on this back portion because I like the way it looks. Now, it doesn't, again, have to fit perfect. We want it to look as shabby as possible. Now, my goal is to kind of put, I'm thinking I want to do it this way because I like this at the top. And so I was going to tear this. Let's see if we can tear it off without, you know, because the glue is still kind of, but I don't want all that extra, I don't want all that extra paper at the top of my text sheets, because I just think it'd be too tall for a book. And I'm still questioning whether that's too tall. But we'll make one this way and see where it takes us. Okay, so we don't need this bottom portion on here because I just tore that off and I measured it according to that. So we'll save that for something else. Okay. I do like having this kind of up and where you can see the text behind it. And so I'm going to be doing, let me see if you guys can see okay. Yeah, I have it a little high, don't I? Okay, there we go. I'm going to be doing several of these, and I'm going to try to do a variety of things for my shop. And I'm going to make them as reasonable as I possibly can so everybody can enjoy them. And yeah, that's what I've been wanting to do, and I just haven't had a chance to do it. I know there's probably a lot of people that do. I don't know who they are, but yeah. There we go. So now see if we bring this into the picture. It's going to fit perfect. Now, I may put a little something here. I don't like that this is super light. So how about we bring in some some other type of text. Or, let's see, we got blue. I'm looking here. I'm thinking some music sheet would be pretty nice there. Let me see. I just want it on the one side, you know. So I'm going to tear some of this off. Let's see. And I really got that way straighter than I had planned on doing. How about we just tear this side? I should have just tore it. It's what I should have done instead of tearing it off of there. Yeah, that's much better. And I don't want it where it's white on this side necessarily. So let's kind of tear this right here. Also, all right, so I'm just going to glue this down right on top of this. You know, it's all going to end up with glue in the long run, right? So let's kind of do it straight as we can. I don't like it all lopsided and so forth. There we go. Yeah, I like that better, don't you? I'm looking to see in my little snippet box, as everybody calls them, if there's anything that would make it look even better. I'm thinking just a little of this and a little of that, maybe, you know. How about we do like this? I don't want a lot. Just simple little amounts of blue, maybe. I'm just going to tear. I think just that one is going to be plenty. So we can, you know, just bring a pop of that out. And I think that will help. Okay. So then we're going to come back and work on this portion. Now on this portion right here, see we have the lines. So we're just going to work on this portion because that's going to be we're going to have 2 pockets is what my goal is for us to have 2 pockets. And I'm looking here to see if I want to put anything else on this section. Maybe we'll do a little bit of this music across this one side over here. And let's see. I don't recommend you put your papers down on stuff that's already been collaged to put glue on them because, you know. Okay, so this is going to be the section we're working on, so I'm just going to pull that off so I can see where everything ends and starts. Okay, over here, I'm going to put a little bit of this collage sheet. Right here. What I'm going to do for my shop is I'm going to make these pockets, and then I'm going to fill the pockets with, you know, like tags and collages and just different things that can be used in various books. Now, I think I'm going to put that right there because I really wanted to put it on the last one and I didn't. So we're going to put it right here. Just kind of want to pop it out of there like that. Now, this is the second section, and this is going to be the third section, which it looks like I still need to bring some stuff down. Let's put another one of these little strips that I pulled off of there. Now, I think I'm going to do it like this. And I don't like the straight line. I just don't like that. I thought it would be all right. So I'm going to go back and add some of this paper. Just like this. And make it not look so straight. Now I like that right there, and we'll probably have to add one more little piece on here. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I want it on this side, because this side over there, it's kind of blending. Let's just do it right here in the middle. And I got all the corners torn there, so that's okay. And all of this is fine because this is so matched. I didn't do that on purpose. It just happened. But it's matched enough that it's okay. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of this blue, because I feel like I covered up too much of it. Yeah, there we go. It's called not having to be perfect, but just to blend. See, now I like the way this music sheet is here and here. And now we're going to come down to this lower level and see what we can do here. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on this extra piece of paper that we have here. And I think I'm going to put it right up. I'm going to move it out of the way so we can cover all the edges. Get it just to the edge is what I'm trying to do, because I don't want to fold things over at this point. You know, because it's just real easy when you fold it over for it to pop up. And I especially when it comes to pockets. On the outside, I don't care, but on the inside, I don't want to do any folding up and so forth. So I have this little piece of blue I think I'm going to put down here on this portion. Flip it over. And I'm thinking, okay, we need to add some music sheet. I didn't deliberately do this, but I just realized that I've been alternating the music sheet. Just realized that. That's kind of funny. I just thought that was funny. Okay, so let's just tear the music sheet where it just, you know, covers the whole thing right here on this side. And then we will get some more of the floral and put in here somewhere. Okay. And let me find it. Here it is. I want to do this little bit right here. I'm going to do it like that because I love that little plaid look. I'm going to have to wipe off my table. Wasn't such a good idea, I think, to put glue on straight on the table. Things are starting to stick to each other. Okay, so we have this little piece I'm going to hang on to. And throw these other little pieces away. And I'm thinking, let me trim that off. I think I need a little bit of something here, so I'm just going to use this right over here. I just think was too much music sheet. Now, this is how it's going to end up looking. Now, I am going to ink to separate each section. I'm not inking each individual paper. But I will tell you, I will be stitching all of these off camera. And that way, when they go into my Etsy shop, it'll be something, some kind of surprise. A little bit of a surprise on how it's going to end up looking. So, yeah. Now, I don't want all these side things where I tear to be straight. So, I'm going to like it like this. And I'm just going to trim off any big, ugly overhangs, but not get the text paper. Just mostly because I want it to be totally shabby to the point that anybody can do it, right? Okay, and then I'm going to get these shabby ones. Oh, no, that's not, yeah, that's collage paper, so I want to cut the collage paper that's hanging over, but none of the other. Nothing that's part of the book page. Okay, I think that we've got, well, that music sheet right there is not part of the book page. Okay. So this is what we've ended up with. Now let me get this sticky off the table, and I promise I won't do that again because that will slow us down cleaning it up every time. I just was lazy. What can I say? Do you ever just get lazy and want to do something as easy as possible? That was me this morning. I started just inking on the mat and gluing on the mat and not even giving it a second thought. So now we won't do that. Okay, let me set this aside for a second while there we go. There we go. All right, now on these, we will be gluing them together. Not gluing, I'm sorry, stitching them together. And at some point, I think I'm going to ink them right now, and then I don't have to worry about inking them later. And I think that will make a difference. So, brand new ink. So excited. My last ink pad was so awful. I should not have did a refill on it the last time I did. And it just sat on top, and I don't know what it did, but it was gross, whatever it was. Okay, and I guess I need a new, let me see if I have my sponge that's still workable. That's a different sponge. I need a new sponge for the end of this. Let me get it out of my drawer here. There we go. I love having a new sponge. Love, love, love it. Okay. Now, moving all my scrap paper back up where I can reach it. I have it sitting on trash cans. I know. You know, there's not enough room for anything. It doesn't matter what you do. It's still... Oh, look at that beautiful pad. It won't look that way for long. Unfortunately. See if I can get it inked up pretty good. Now, I'm just... Whoop! That was a lot of ink, wasn't it? It didn't appear to look like it was going to be that much. So, I'm just inking around the edges. Okay? And I'm not going to ink on the collaging. Just so you know. Just the edges. Just to make those edges stand out. Looks like I didn't get enough glue right there. I'll go back and get that. I want this to have kind of a sloppy ink. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect it to be perfect. Just over the top of the page mostly, and down the sides. Just so it separates the pages, and it won't be so, it'll be more obvious where you put your tucks and your tags and so forth. Now, I am going to be stitching around this, like I said, and I'm trying to decide, do I want to add any labels? Do I want to add a doily or anything? We still have time to think about that. So I'm going to set this one aside so we can work on the next one. Okay, so the next one, I'm trying to do each of these different. Now this one, look, man, this has got 6 sheets of paper. Okay, so we're going to do, I want it to be where you can have as many things tucked in here as possible. Because my goal is to fill these with so many tags, anywhere from 6 to 10 in each of these pockets is my goal. And of course, you know, it's going to take a while to make all the tags too, so they won't all be the most beautiful. And when I say that, I don't mean that the others are going to be ugly. I just mean that some will be more involved than others. Okay, so I wish this didn't go up and down, but we're going to cover it anyway. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to mark right here and right here. So I know I don't want to have to sit and put collaging on something that's not going to show. We just waste our good paper doing that. And then on here, on this little section, I'm going to mark like, I'm getting off the spot. I'm going to mark like that. And then on this one, of course, we do the whole section. So I think we're going to start from the top and work our way down this time, because this is the big section. All right. I'm going to set our little cute one over there that's already done. And here is some more of the same paper. Let's see. How do I want to do that? I don't want to use teeny tiny pieces any more than necessary. So let me tear off this portion right here. There we go. And That way it's going to be nice and straight. Now, do we want to do it on this side? I kind of like the way that's looking. Now, we could wrap this around so we have a cleaner edge, but I don't want to wrap all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear. If you're going to wrap your paper around, you want to make sure that you have enough to wrap around. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, let me get this torn off right here. For instance, if you do it like this, we actually cover a longer area, right? And if we want to fold this over, we want to make sure there's enough to hold it down. If you had a little bitty tiny piece right here, it's just going to keep popping up. But this is big enough that we can hold it down. I hate wasting paper by tucking it under, but you do what you got to do, you know? And that's exactly what we're doing. So let's bring our glue book over this time. Crazy, crazy glue book. I'm going to have to order some glue. I don't know about you guys, but I've been using glue like crazy. I bought my glue by the case, and when my husband bought it, I teased him because I thought, I'm never going to use all that glue. Well, I'm down to 4 little containers. So, yes, you will use that much, and it's cheaper to buy it by the case. I get mine on Amazon. I want to say it's $20 a case, and you get like 12. And it's the Yoo-Hoo Magic Blue is what I've got here. So now we're going to lay this on here as, you know, best we can. And then we're going to push this around. And while it's wet, we're going to make sure we fold it under then because it'll look better. Yay! I like that. I like it. Now, I think what we're going to do down in here is add some, let me see what, I think I want to add some of my new text. I've got some, not text, my new grid type paper here. I want to make it look, let me tear it. Well, that didn't tear beautiful, did it? Let's see. This is a thicker cardstock. I don't really want it to go all the way up. Maybe about like this. I like adding different texts and different grids and journaling lines and all that kind of stuff. When you have heavier paper, like a cardstock like this is, you want to make sure you get plenty of glue on it. Oops, totally off there, wasn't I? Just scoot it over. Yeah, and see, that's the right pink. And this down here, I'm not going to do anything with because I really like the way that looks. And so up here, I think we're going to do the same sort of thing. We're going to get this piece here. Now, we can do it upside down, or we can, I want to do it upside down because I want it to go, it'll be able to go over the outer edge there. Or to fold it over into the second pocket. I really cannot get my words together today, guys. I'm sorry. It is early. I'll give myself that. It's early. Okay, so now I'm going to bring it up and bring it over. I'm going to have a hard time not keeping these. You ever do that? Make something and don't want to give it up? I do that quite often. I'll fall in love with something and I'm like, I have got to do something, and you know, I've got to I've got to make myself let go of it. Okay, so I've got that butterfly book, you know. I still haven't, I've got to put the I'm going to put a knob on it. And then I'm going to fix it where the sari silk is tied to the back and comes around and loops over that knob. And I've seen it done by other crafters. I'm going to put some glue down here under this because I don't like it popping up. It'll be fine once we stitch it. Oh, look how cute. I'm loving that so far. So let's see how it's going to look on here. Let me move this. It's kind of confusing to the eye. Okay. Now we may have to cut the height down on this. I don't know yet. So we'll see. I think this one's a little tall, don't you? I almost think we could cut it down so far and use this as a pocket. I'm thinking, guys, I'm thinking cut it off to about right here. We'll decide whenever we're through collaging these pages. Okay, so let's go to this. This one is going to be, I'm going to put some glue under here to kind of hold it down. This one is going to be the second part, which means we only need to collage right in here. This is going to be covered. So, it just saves so much time doing it that way. Okay, so how do I want to do this? Do I just, no, I really like, I'm really thinking that I want it like this. Okay, let me pull that off. Okay, so we'll put this part, how do I want, I was going to do it like this, but then we won't be lapping over. But that's okay. It doesn't have to lap over, right? Okay. I love this tear apart paper by oh gosh, I can't even remember. I will. Antique Paperia, I think is how it's said. I don't know. It's going to be that way today. Okay, so we've got this and we still have this section right here. So let's put some more of our text maybe on there. And kind of keep with the same color scheme. Okay, let's tear this right here too. I'm just going to tear this whole line while I'm doing it. Saves tearing later, right? Okay. Now, we could either go straight with it, or, yeah, I don't think I want that big a section on there. I want it to be straight. So, put some glue on this. And let's see, and I do want to keep it as straight as I can. There, now we are passing over the line of where we will put the second pocket, but I like that. Okay, so we've got this little section right here. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of pink. Grab a little bit of pink. That's not quite big enough. Nope, let's find something bigger. Let's find something bigger to go in that spot. Yep, that will work, but we gotta tear off some of this top because it's not gonna cover completely if we don't Yeah, that will work perfect. Perfect. I'm over here. I might be off camera putting the glue on because I don't want us to not have room to do this. Okay, so just stuck my arm on the glue page. I think I go to bed with glue on me every night. I know you guys probably feel the same way. It's like, okay, got to take a shower. I'm covered in glue. Okay, so right down in here is, I'm just trimming the paper, not the book page. Because I kind of like the shagginess of the book page itself. But I am doing where the paper is. Okay, so I got to fold this over, this text, and get it out of the way. It's sticking. It's awfully sticky. Okay, so now if we put our first page over here, you'll see that everything is covered. Okay, we are going to shorten this, but we're going to wait till we get the last page done. So we marked here and we marked here and here so that we could have the same kind of design. And the reason I'm doing more than one like that is because, you know, they're going to be in separate packs. They're not going to be in the same little bunch of goodies. Okay, let's see. Maybe we'll go straight across here. And in the meantime, I'm going to tear some of this off because I don't want to cover it up. Let's see if that will work. Yeah, and then we can tear some of this off. Ha ha! We showed them that we weren't going to waste. It's funny because you buy these and then you put them on. Of course, what's lovely about them is that you can reprint them. But you have to reprint them and you don't want to use them. You want to hoard them, even though you can go right in the other room and print some more. I've been hoarding this sheet. Is what I'm admitting to you right now. Okay, so we have this little section right here. And then I think that's going to take care of that top page. Put that on there straight. Now let's bring these two over and see if it fits, if everything's covered. Woohoo, it is. Now this one definitely needs a floral, a bird, a butterfly, something. But let's get everything to the point we want it to be at first. Let's go ahead and cut. I'm looking here to get my trimmer over here. Let's go ahead and cut. Let me see how many inches, because your books are not going to be much more than 6 to 7 tall. So we're gonna cut off about 1.5 inches. Okay, is that all right? I'm trying to get it as straight as I can without ending up with a. Now that's not going to give us a huge pocket on the bottom. Well, maybe I'll go down a little bit more. It's going to give us as big a pocket as we can get out of it. Okay, now let's see. Okay, there's page 1, page 2, page 3, or not page, they're not pages. Part 3. Now see, that looks better just being shorter. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it does. That goes on the end. This is actually the second one, and then this is the third one. I love the way that looks. So I'm going to put this one right here, or trying to decide which way I want it. See, this portion's not covered because it was on the bottom, so I should keep it like that. That way we know it's okay. All right, so now we're going to ink where our pockets are going to be. And I'll go ahead and ink the sides. I love it when I have a new ink pad and you don't have to work at it. You know, you don't have to re-ink your dauber any more than you have to, you know. Okay, so this is going to go like this, but look at the difference already. Yeah, it really does make a difference when you can, especially the edges of your pockets. So then we've got this and this and this, and it just looks, I love it. I love the way it looks. I love the grungy look of it, even though it has pink. I love the fact that it's, you know, not perfectly square, and well, it's perfectly square, but it has the ragged edges. It's hard for me to do that because I like things, you know, precise. Now this is the other one, and we talked about trimming it down too because we thought this might be too tall. And we really need to be trimming them down before we make them because, yeah, see how much taller that is? I think we're going to trim off the top on this one, not the bottom. And not much, though. Not much. Maybe an inch. Just because it is not quite... We're going to have to re-ink it. Okay, now let's see what that looks like. The only thing I don't like is that this is straight now instead of... That's why I said we need to do it ahead of time so we can... Yeah, I like that better. I wanted to put... I really wanted this plaid to show up there. And this little piece of blue, but oh well, that's okay. I'm looking to see if I have another piece of that blue, because I could just add it on there before I ink. We could do it like this if I wanted to. Yeah, I want to, because I liked that little bit of blue it put on there, and we lost that with... There we go. Now see, I think that looks better. Now, we're going to have to ink the top of this one since we trimmed it. Okay. And we've got that. And we have that. So we have two of them ready to rock and roll. Now... we'll come back and decide if we're going to decorate anything. Okay, so those two can go to the side. Now we're going to pull over the other one, which is going to have a side, and it's going to have a pocket. Okay, now I'm going to do it like this. I am going to trim this ahead of time so we don't have to deal with that again. So I'm just going to put it all together and then just trim off the bottom, I think. Let me think. Maybe we'll trim off this white part on the top here and just see where that takes us. Let's trim it off about that much. As you can see, I've got my trimmer sideways. Don't know what good that's going to do me, but okay. Then we're going to do a side pocket. And we're going to take off this about the same amount. I should have just done them all at once, but I wanted to bring it in at a different... Whoops, that didn't work, did it? Let's do that correct. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have it like this. Okay. And then we're going to put this pocket... We're going to be covering this, so it's okay that it's like that. We are going to have to trim it down some. So, not as much as we did the others, but enough that, you know, we still have the pocket down here, but yeah, there, that's much, much better. Okay, let me move this trimmer. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to get our pencil, and we're going to take our pencil and mark where we need to collage on each section. Okay, and then here we're going to collage on that section. Yeah. Now this time we're going to get another sheet of paper with the same line, but look at this. Isn't that cute? So we're going to start with that one, and with this particular paper. I've had my collaging paper for some time. I just haven't had an opportunity to get it out, and of course, you know, it's hard when you've got a lot of books going at the same time and custom orders and stuff. I've been pretty busy trying to fill all that stuff. So I am in the process of starting my design team project for Tracy Fox. So that will be the next big thing I work on with you. Okay, let's see. So I'm thinking, why not go like this? Because I love that. But then you got to think about what's going to show once you put you stuff your pockets. And I want this to show. So maybe we'll just do it kind of like this. And let's try to line it up a little bit with the side. Oh, I don't like the way it tore. Now, how far down? About like this. And I want this to kind of be the top pocket here. There we go. And we can add a few other little slivers of different colors. I just really like the way that one looks. Okay, here we go. Now I've got this on this piece, but it's because it won't get on the table. I hope you guys are having a good day. For those of you that are back at work, I'm sorry. I know you enjoyed your holiday weekend. Ours didn't go like we expected, you know. When the tornado thing happened on Saturday night, it called my husband away to storm recovery, and it kind of messed up our weekend. Because then he had to come home on Sunday evening, and he had to sleep. He worked about 32 hours, you know, doing storm recovery, but he also was up all through the night. And so he had to, of course, take a break and take it and sleep. some hours, which, you know, is a bummer for me. I was looking forward to spending my whole weekend and stuff with him. That could be cute, couldn't it? I don't know. I'm trying to look to see what colors I think would look cute, kind of spread around. It's not that. No. Nope, not that. Not that, not that. I'm wanting something with like a red or lavender. I'm looking in my small pages first. Oh, here's the blue. I really wanted. I like these. I like this blue. And I'm going to tear some of it and use one part one place and one part the other place. You know, that is easy enough for me. Okay. And put it right up here. Kind of cover the text a little bit. Okay. And let's see if I can find some lavender. Whoops, I look right down and what do I find? Lavender. It's a little darker than I really want, but I just want a little tiny bit of it. Just for the top edge. Okay. I feel like I keep climbing up the table. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, you don't need all the way up there in that corner. Okay, perfect. All right, now on the second part, let me go ahead and trim these while I'm thinking about it. That has a straight edge because we had to trim it down. I should have tore it down to start with, or, you know, torn it as I did it, but I didn't. Okay, now here is our pocket, our first pocket. And now I don't want to put the exact same thing. So I'm thinking, I like this green. Let's tear some of that. Just, we don't have to use the whole thing. Even if we tear it, you know, we can not use the whole thing. I mean, I don't want to make it solid everywhere. Okay, let's kind of do like that. Go over here and put some glue on it. Right there. I like that green in there, and I think I want to go back and add some green up here a little bit. That's a Christmas paper. We don't want to use that for sure. And I don't want to put a lot of green up here. It's not going to be the exact same green, okay? There's going to be a dab of green to kind of pull it all together. You know how I like to kind of make things kind of blend. It's not necessarily the right thing to do, but that's what I like to do. Okay, so now I'm thinking right in here, we could add, I don't know, let's see. Nope, don't like that. Nope, don't like that. Let's do some, I just keep going back to that blue because I like it. I kind of like the way that just kind of fits right there, doesn't it? Let's do that. Okay. Got it right here. Gonna see what this looks like. Okay, after we finish this one, we will have to stop the video. We're already at 3 projects in 1 hour. So we're already at our, close to our little deadline here. Let's see. Maybe try some pink. No, I don't want that on there. Okay, so let's go back and add some. Let's do it like this. Let's do it just like that. Okay, so let me get my tear ruler. And I'm going to put some right in here. I tell you, when you use these beautiful prints, it's hard to not just stick with the beautiful prints. But you got to bring some solids in every once in a while, or it just kind of looks, you know, you got to bring in some different paper. You can't just cover it. That's just covering. That's not collaging. Now, I did use big pieces of this, but it does already look collaged, you know, when we do that. So I still want something right here. And I'm trying to think what it would be. Maybe some pink rose. Here, let's do this little piece here. This came off of the other paper we were using. And I'm going to bring it over enough that, yeah, it will cover that one edge. And then we have this little piece right here, which might look good with pink now that we have this other pink here. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's just bring it over right there. It's going to be a little bit hung over, but that's all right. Hung over into the next sections. I guess I should correct myself. Okay, this lower section. Okay, now I'm not folding that over because it's super thick cardstock. Okay, now if you look at this, we've got part 2 done here, which I'm not overly loving, but it's got a lot of different color in it, if you notice. Now I'm looking for the bottom of the page. What did I do with it? It is disappeared. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to have this like this, and then we're going to have the third pocket on the bottom. And I think, believe it or not, this is part of the paper. It's just a different tone. And I'm going to put it on there because then we can kind of cover it with other tones that we want. I love it when I bend it, when I bend my paper. Okay, let me move this. It's just easier when you don't have to deal with. Yeah, there we go. Can tuck that under. We'll trim that off. Okay, so now I think what we'll do is add some pink over here in that section. And Okay, and then we're going to add some blue right here. Because we had all these colors up at the top. Now, what we have failed to use, which we should have already used even on the second part and we didn't, is green. Because we added that little bit of green. And we need to add some green right in here. Or over here. Let's add it over here. We'll add a little piece over there. Okay. Okay, let's put this up here. And I still want to go in here with some lavender, because we haven't repeated our lavender either. That's not the right lavender. Let's see what else we got in here. Here's some lavender. Definitely is going to have to be torn a little bit. And hopefully it will fit after that, because it looks like it had another color attached to it right here. Okay. Right there, just barely. I think we're still going to have like a little crack opened there. But we'll do the best we can. And then we're going to add a little bit of this floral right in here. Yeah. If I can find a spot on this paper that doesn't have glue. Okay, come off of there. It starts attaching itself and becoming friends with the glue pad. Okay. There we go. Trim these edges. And I will finish up the ones I'm working on, because there's not that much more. And then we will come back and I will show you how I stitched them. And by that time I might have some other things made for us to add in our pockets. And I may not. We may have to end up doing those together. Let's see what this looks like. I think this is going to be a problem right here, because I keep seeing down in the pocket. So I think we need to put one strip right here along this edge. So let's get one from this paper. So note to self, you're better off if you add a strip underneath that top pocket, because people will be able to see down in it. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Okay, now see, this is covered down past the mark, but you don't see down in there like you could. And I want to make sure we don't. So there we go. All right, now I can see this line, which is bugging me a little bit. But you know what? Can't help that. Maybe I'll put that right there. Got all these little scraps on the table. Might as well use them, right? Okay. Here we go. It looks like it was meant to be. About right up here is the same way. Let's see what else we've got. We've got this pink. Let's just put a little dab of pink up there. Pretty much through the middle part, you can't even tell it. So That's good. This was probably my least favorite of the 3 we made. And, yeah, but that's all right. When I get through doing some kind of decorating to it, maybe I'll like it better. Okay, let's see what it looks like now. We get it all together. The reason I don't like it as much is it's got all these little pieces. And I feel like those little pieces kind of take away from what I clearly wanted to do. So, I'm wondering if I just don't want to glue over some of those, you know? Because I can if I want, right? See if it can calm them down a little bit. I'm thinking maybe that's the one that's bugging me the most. Sort of, kind of. I'm going to put... I'm not liking this green. So I'm going to cover up the green. I thought I would like it, but I don't. So see, you can always make some kind of correction to your pages, you know. If you don't like anything particular, you just add paper over them. And up here, or down here, I guess I should say, I don't like this green. So I'm going to work on covering it up with some scraps I have left over from the antique papery. I'm going to have to listen to how other people pronounce that, because I'm not sure how to pronounce that. That I'm pronouncing it. I mean, if it's supposed to be some other... It has that kind of French sound to it, and I'm a Gnocchi from Muskogee. Do I need to say more? Okay, so I think that's better. I do like the blue, and I do like the lavender, but we got rid of that green, and that has made a huge difference. So we're gonna ink this real quick, and if you have any questions, you know how to comment below with any questions. I will answer your questions. Okay, yeah, that one does not look right. There we go. There we go. Now let's ink it. I'm going to ink down this middle section. Going to ink down the top of this, on the outside of this, and the bottom, because all 4 sides will show on this one. Okay, and then, oh, and we need to do down this side too. Wasn't paying attention. Okay, that one will be like this. Okay, now let's do this. The top. The thing I like about collaging too, if you're going to use book pages, is it does make the paper thicker and stronger, and yeah, and fun. I think this was fun. Okay, so I'm going to work on a couple others, and then I'll stitch them when they dry, and I'll bring them back to show you later. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.